problem is getting kills. You know, the only reason I never did this video sooner was because I despise 50 cals. Absolutely despise them. I'm sure I'm not alone in that. Ignore this missile. I'm going to launch it, and I didn't realize we were that close to the sun. Whatever. This is the CL Mark 6. I absolutely love the plane. I do. I love the plane. I hate the guns. I hate the guns. But I'm just preaching to the choir on that one. I want to show you something. This plane is so... I'm not going to call it broken. It's really, really, really damn good, though. And everything you know about a regular Sabre, you can pretty much throw out the window with this one. Because that is a Mig17 right there. If I was in a vanilla Sabre like the F30, the F40, the F2, you would never want to do this maneuver. You would never want to try and energy trap a MiG. But you can get away with it on this one. F30, or F40 I think he is, not much of a threat. He kinda... Anyways, he's gone. Didn't see this guy in the head-on. Kind of pop a couple shots. This guy's pulling back up into the vertical, getting nice and slow. I've got a lot of power, guys. I've got a lot of power. We get a crit on him, and I'm just going to continue to go up. With two MiGs in the mix, normally I would just extend and run away, try to stay at a high speed. But in this case, I am a Mark 6. I have a lot of power. I'm just going to continue to take these guys into a spiral. And there's nothing they could do. They do not have the power. Now, if you want to talk about the Shenyang F5, which is a Mig17 with afterburners, it does have the power to follow me vertical. But the problem with the F5 is it's really heavy. If you ever dueled an F5 versus a Mig15, Mig15 will dunk on the F5 because it's lighter and it actually has a lot more maneuverability. But in this case, they're not. I would be more concerned about a Mig15 in this scenario, but even a Mig15 I should be able to energy trap. You just gotta be a little bit more careful. You get a crit on him. I don't know, looks like engine damage. 50 cals. This is the life of 50 cals. He's sitting here with his air brake out trying to get me to overshoot, which in most cases is not a bad maneuver. In the case of a regular Sabre, he'd be doing it just fine. This would normally be a death sentence, what I'm doing right here in a normal Sabre, but I can continue to pull up. If you guys don't know, the CL Mark 6, it's very, very similar to the F86A5 because it has the leading edge slats. It's something that not the rest of the Sabres have except for the F40 and the A5. The F40 has longer wings. Personally, I don't prefer that because at higher speeds your roll rate kind of becomes trash compared to the rest of the Sabres. That's why I always liked the A5. Leading edge slats, shorter wings, great roll rate, but it always lacked the power. Now we bring in the Mark 6. Everything I loved about the A5, but now just a little better. Just a little. So this is the match that I used for the intro. It was a 4-kill match. Obviously you saw most of it, but I'm going to show you how I fly this plane. I fly it with tracer rounds, or tracer belts, because they are the AP belts and they have the tracer. Now there's a double whammy when it comes to 50 cals because you want everything that you can get. The AP does damage to spars. It'll do pilot knockouts. And then you have the tracer round, which is all part of them, but the tracer actually sets fires. That is probably the majority of my kills in this aircraft is with the tracers setting fires. So that's how I play it. It works for the most part. I don't always get a ton of kills. But as you see right now, I'm doing a decent speed. These guys, because they're doing head-ons, they're not going to be able to do a 180 and catch me, so I'm just going to ignore them. I'm going to try and help this Mig-17 out and get these guys that are high, because I have lots of power. I can play this game. The F-86K, he's a little bit of a threat, but he doesn't maneuver very well. He does have more power than me, but his lack of maneuverability kind of renders him useless against me. The G91 will never maintain its energy after that turn. For the most part, any 9.0 really can't compete with this aircraft. And that's just the reality of it. It does compete rather well against supersonics, but just like any other aircraft that is not a supersonic, everybody's faster than you, and so it kind of becomes a pain. But I'll tell you what, it still outmaneuvers them. It's still, if you get them into an energy trap situation, you will win. Assuming you can kill them with 50 cals, because, well, honestly, you're probably just going to pepper them to death until they fall into the ground. If you guys ever watched my G91 pre-series video, whew, that's exactly what happened in that one. Those guys both crashed. I had like a 2 or 3 on one. They all just crashed into the ground. I got the kills, but I didn't get the kills from actually shooting them. Just peppered them to death. And that's my frustration. But as you can see, I'm maintaining a decent speed. I'm not maintaining 1,000 kilometers an hour that I usually do. Not in most Sabres. Valtour has a ton of power. I don't really want to sit here and try and get in a stall fight with him, because if we do stall, he might actually beat me. But we just take him into this loop and go back down. F9F. Really bad approach. I know we're not going to get this kill, so we pull off. The F-86K tried to make a pass. We just dodge him and keep going. As you see, I'm doing these subtle turns. You know, in a regular Sabre, I'd probably be down to 500, 400 kilometers an hour right now. But in the CL-6, we have leading edge slats. We have flaps if we need them. We have maneuverability throughout the entire speed band. So I'm really not too concerned about getting slow in this plane. And I'll show you a little more. If you guys stick around after this clip right here, I'll show you where I was the absolute perfect bait. I had, what, a 4, 5, maybe 6 on one. We'll count when I get there. I wasn't able to kill them. My God, I was the best bait ever. And it just goes to show the power and the maneuverability of the CL. So we get fires on both of these guys. The Valtour is not going to put out that fire. He's going to go down. We're going to try and get this last F9F, who's really not a threat at all in any form. We pull in behind him, and if you did watch the intro, which I'm sure you did, you see that we get the pilot knockout. And that is where the AP rounds come in. They're very good at that. So that's pretty much the end of the match. The numbers are in our favor. It's pretty much just a cleanup now. We got an F-30 or an F-40 here in front of us. It got a Mig-17. I'm not too worried about the Sabre. I want to try and get the Mig-17 out, because even at slow speeds, he's still pretty dangerous. Line up on our approach. Try and lead the guns. Get a hit. But I'm going to turn with him. He's a little bit slower than I thought he was. So we're just going to pull up. Convert this energy back into some altitude. And then come back down on top of him. I don't want to sit there on his tail with the rest of these guys trying to shoot him at the same time. That was a bit of spray. Just a little bit of spray. I don't like spraying, but yeah, that's kind of what you got to do. And that's the end of the match. Anyways, guys, I apologize. I don't have any full up-tier footage facing MiG-21s, MiG-19s, etc. I can tell you what, they may be faster than you, but you are still maneuverable at slow speeds. If you can energy trap them, you're going to be golden. I know I just got the notification that Spitfire put out a video as well on the same exact plane. We did not plan that, but he did a pretty good job showing it off, even with his crappy Aussie internet connection. The only thing I got to add is if you see a Hunter, just assume it's an F6. I'm sorry, air brake the crap out of it and kill it. Because it can catch you, it has enough power, and if it gets that SRAM off on you, you are done. I air brake the crap out of them. Anywho, enjoy the rest of this footage, guys. This is what I was talking about. I got absolutely no kills in this, but I'll tell you what, I know that I was an integral part in winning this match because I was the best bait ever. I ended up taking a lot of damage, getting quite a few hits on me. It killed my top speed, but we still came out alive. Anyways, guys, like, comment, subscribe. We'll see you around. Thanks again for all the support.